I can't speak when I'm sitting down, so if it's all right, I'm going to get up. Just walk over here, if that's okay. But I promise not to make it longer than it otherwise would be. First of all, I want to thank, is this working? First of all, I really want to thank the university and Simonyi Center here for inviting me to speak today. And it's a real honor for me to be here on behalf of the American Embassy as the Deputy Chief of Mission and to be here in company of such guests as we have today: Minister of State, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Dean, Kia, and Vice Rector. It's my pleasure. And the reason that we enjoy coming to events like this is because I get to look out at all the faces in this crowd and see the future. And a lot of people ask me, what does the U.S. government, have to say about things like entrepreneurship and building businesses and connections and the grassroots? Because I will admit to you, as a longtime U.S. government employee, that the government does not do business very well. We do not do business very well. But what we do is we're learning more and more what it is we don't really understand, what we can't do, and what we can do to help those who do understand this. I know that today you're celebrating a very important anniversary, a one-year anniversary of this organization, as well as the contributions of some of those who made this happen. And it's a great time to stop and recognize those accomplishments. I saw a sign in a restaurant the other day. I have no idea why this was in a restaurant, but it said, "Focus not on your accomplishments, only on what is left to be done." Well, I looked at that and I thought, you know, what a neurotic way to approach life. You never give yourself credit for what you're doing. Why don't you just focus on what you still have to do? Pretty much your life back. Pretty soon your life is over. This is a great time, a great event to focus on what you've done. The accomplishments of the last year, really the last 25 years of cooperation between the University of Page and Ohio University. That's a lot. And I was studying up on this a little bit before I came today, and I heard about all students that have been taught here, 30,000 hours of consulting or something like that, 150 different clients served or more. Those are real concrete achievements, so I hope you're all proud of that. The U.S. government promotes things like this because we're interested in global stability, economic growth. But one of the things we learn, as I mentioned earlier, that we don't do so well is we don't do business, but what we do is we promote the grassroots. We hear a lot about grassroots in pretty much every area: grassroots civil society, grassroots political movements. What we've learned, finally, that the grassroots are important for business too. And that's because from the grassroots, we know that we get more creativity, more innovation, more new ideas, more adaptability. We get more people willing to look not at failures, but at setbacks to be overcome than we do in the large government level. And so what we do is we try to support organizations like this and other organizations that bring people like you together to share these ideas and give each other support. And to talk about what it means to create a business and what it means to try to realize your dreams. Before joining the U.S. government 20 years ago, I was a lawyer in Seattle for 8 years, helping small businesses. Almost all of our clients, this was a big firm, 150 lawyers, but most of our clients are small businesses. We had one huge client, but the vast majority of our business was generated by small businesses. All kinds of different businesses: civil engineering, suppliers for Boeing, small software companies. Everybody's heard of Microsoft, but they haven't heard of other companies, small startup companies that proliferated in Seattle and other places. These were all people that had great ideas. They had dreams. And they tried to realize those dreams. And that's why over 50% of the employment in the United States comes from small and medium businesses. Over half of the gross domestic product of the United States also comes from small and medium businesses. And more jobs are being created today by small and medium businesses and entrepreneurs than in any other sector of the economy. Now, if you go to the internet and look up those figures, you'll see that those numbers are in dispute, but maybe by a few percentage points. I mean, the bottom line is it's a huge amount of our economy. known that for a long time. The U.S. government hasn't, and a lot of others have, but we realized it. Finally, about 4 years ago, President Obama made promoting entrepreneurship, small and medium enterprises, a central pillar of U.S. foreign policy. For the U.S. national interest is to promote economic growth and stability around the world, because that promotes peace. But it also gives us a reason to try to lend whatever support we can to you and to organizations like this. We all hear about these difficult budget times. Well, they are difficult budget times. So there's not a lot of money to go around, but what we do try to do is bring people together who do know what they're doing, who've had experiences in business, also in government, in public-private partnerships, foundations, NGOs, the finance world, philanthropy, so that they can exchange experiences. A number of you in this room have participated in the last 2 years in the entrepreneurship summits that the U.S. Embassy has sponsored along with AmCham and other organizations. And I want to thank you for your support of that initiative, because that's what we're doing with that initiative, is trying to bring people together to lend each other a hand and share their experiences. We're going to keep supporting that initiative and others, both in Hungary and around the world. It's easy to do in Hungary because there are so many smart people here, and I'm not just saying that because I'm standing in Hungary right now. You have an incredible wealth of talent. Incredible wealth of talent. And that's generally known. So we don't have a problem. We don't have too many hurdles when we come here to try to support this. It's really impressive. It's a fun job for us to do that here. But what we do need is to try to keep repeating that what you're doing is incredibly important. Risk-taking, creativity, learning how to adapt. That's what you're all learning in your classes. That's what you're doing consulting with your clients on. That's what you're trying to do when you're facing the challenges that you face, and you're trying to overcome them and not get stuck. I say this coming from one of the most centralized, layered organizations in the world. The U.S. government has more layers than the wedding cake. But I also know that nobody says, let's centralize this to promote creativity. Nobody says, let's control more and insert more layers in our organization so that we can adapt more quickly and come up with more new and innovative ideas. Nobody says that. There's some benefits to being layered. Most of them don't have anything to do with promoting new ideas. They have to do with accountability, the clearance process, and making sure that policies aren't varied from. But they don't have to do with promoting creativity. And that's where you come in, because that's what you're doing. You're promoting creativity, you're trying to give each other the strength and the will to overcome your setbacks, to come up with new ideas, to share those with others, find ways of generating money, even if it's not that much. It actually doesn't take all that much money to start a new business. But what I'd like to tell people based on my experience in 5 foreign countries, not to mention the United States, in Honduras, El Salvador, Colombia, Spain, and now here, don't be scared off by the thing you should hear sometimes about how many businesses fail. It doesn't mean importance, but don't be scared off. A lot of those businesses that fail aren't started by people like you in this room. They're not started with people with your backgrounds, connected to an organization like this, with the wealth of leaders, colleagues, experiences that you have. I mean, count up the experience of people just in this room, at this table, and in the audience. There's a wealth out there, and that's why you're here. And that's why we're happy to support this. So congratulations on the 1-year anniversary. Congratulations on all you've done and all you're going to do, and we'll continue to have whatever support we can provide